Hello there, YouTube. Just today I changed the oil and filter in my mom's car. I decided to cut it open, take a look at things inside. So I decided to shoot a video for you guys on the different parts of an oil filter. This piece right here is just basically the case, usually made out of cheap aluminum. You can see those pores down in the bottom for oil to enter here. Very important part is this rubber seal right here. Whenever you screw a filter onto your engine, this gasket gets compressed, and that's what seals your filter when it builds oil pressure. If this gasket isn't here, it would just basically piss out everywhere. Very important part. This is actually the part of the filter that makes it a filter. Just basically paper, cardboard, filler media. As you can see, it's pretty well saturated with oil. It's been in the car for about 3,000 miles. You wouldn't think it did, but it actually filters out very tiny particles that are only a few microns in size, and it actually does a very good job. This filter advertises 96% efficiency. Who knows if that's true? Probably is, something around that. This is just sort of a piece of plastic that goes inside the paper here to keep it from collapsing. It just sort of fits inside. I'll show you. It sits in the filter like that to keep it open, and then this would go in the filter like such. Maybe the other way, actually. Yeah, like this. And last but definitely not least, this little guy here, very important. It's an anti-drain back valve, and what this does is your engine needs to build a certain oil pressure to lubricate everything. It sends oil all throughout the engine, up through the valve train, up through the rockers, in the bearings, everywhere. And what this does is when you turn your car off, you lose oil pressure. But this keeps the oil inside the filter, hence the name anti-drain back. So instead of draining back into the engine or into the sump, it keeps pressure inside the filter, so whenever you start your car, you don't have that initial time of low or no oil pressure whenever you start the car. Like the first time you start your car after you do an oil change, you usually see the oil pressure light on for a few seconds, but that's just because your engine has to fill up the oil filter first to build oil pressure, and then it sends the filtered oil all throughout your engine. It doesn't ever send unfiltered oil. Usually doesn't send unfiltered oil throughout your engine, obviously. So these are the basic parts of an oil filter.